Kyoto's Golden Pavilion stands today as a flawless vision of classic Muromachi harmony.
Nearly 500,000 visitors come here annually to witness its gleaming upper tiers. The structure gracefully balances three distinct architectural styles across its rising levels. Its bottom floor remains ungilded, maintaining the organic aesthetic of classical Shinden style. For over 6 centuries, this iconic mountain backdrop has framed the sanctuary's brilliant profile.
The pure gold foil coating looks timeless, but it requires continuous, painstaking care.
It stands as a testament to medieval Japanese engineering and delicate aesthetic philosophy. But how did an ambitious shogun forge this golden vision out of raw timber and ancient earth?
Historians believe that around 1397, this swampy estate was chosen for a grand transformation. The ambitious ruler envisioned a sprawling complex that would merge statecraft with Zen Buddhism. Every element of the design was meticulously calculated to align with natural water flows.
The quiet, isolated valley would soon become the busiest construction site in Muromachi, Japan.
Hundreds of regional craftsmen were gathered under strict imperial and shogunal orders. With the site consecrated and plans finalized, the physical foundation of the pavilion began. The first phase required draining and restructuring the natural marsh to create a stable pond.
Enormous manual effort went into deepening the bed of the future Kinkaku-ji reflection pool.
To prevent the heavy wooden structure from sinking, thick pine pilings were driven deep. Master masons carefully selected granite base stones capable of resisting moisture. The surrounding garden islands were shaped simultaneously to achieve spiritual composition. Heavy materials were transported via primitive sledges across reinforced mud tracks. Layered gravel trenches ensured the pavilion's heavy wooden pillars would remain dry. By the end of the first season, the sprawling geometric footprint was firmly established. With the earth prepared, towering cypress timbers were brought in for the master joinery. The skeleton of the pavilion finally rose from the pond, marking the true start of assembly. Without a single metal nail, the complex interlocking wooden framework began to lock together.
This traditional wood joinery allowed the heavy tower to flex safely during seasonal earthquakes.
Precision was critical. Even a millimeter of misalignment could compromise the entire upper deck.
With the Shinden-style base completed, work immediately began on the warrior-style second floor.
The second tier, known as the Tower of Sound Waves, adopted bouquet-style samurai architecture.
Unlike the open first floor, this level featured protective, functional sliding screens.
The dual nature of the shogun's identity, court noble and warrior, was now cast in timber.
Before any gold could be applied, the second floor walls required layers of black lacquer.
This sap-based lacquer protected the wood from rot while creating a perfectly smooth surface.
The third level, the cupola of the Absolute, was designed as a sacred Zen meditation hall. These distinct arched windows reflected the Chinese Chan Buddhist influences popular at court. By combining 3 completely different styles, the pavilion achieved an unprecedented architectural synthesis. Next came the roof, designed to culminate in a sharp point that anchored the entire vision. Thousands of thin cypress bark shingles were layered meticulously to create a waterproof barrier. The structural silhouette was complete, but its defining, radiant transformation had yet to begin. In specialized furnaces, metalsmiths forged the bronze phoenix, destined to crown the peak. The mythical bird symbolized rebirth, longevity, and the eternal favor of the heavens. Mounting the phoenix signified that the primary structural phase was successfully completed. Rituals were performed to cleanse the space and invite spiritual protection over the timber. Then arrived the gold, unbelievably thin sheets of foil hammered by master craftsmen. Plying the leaf required complete stillness, as the slightest breeze could ruin the foil. The sticky, damp urushi lacquer acted as a permanent bond for the precious metal. Every square inch was brushed flat to achieve a uniform, mirror-like golden finish. As the protective wraps came down, the pavilion's legendary radiance was finally unveiled. The profound visual contrast represented the earthly world supporting the celestial Pure Land. The top floor received gold foil both inside and out, creating an enveloping, sacred space. Inside, the intense gold sheen, intended to simulate the blinding light of the Amida Buddha. Even the roof's crowning sculpture was gilded, ensuring the pavilion could be seen from miles away. By 1398, the primary structure stood finished, a breathtaking achievement of sacred engineering. The surrounding Muromachi garden was designed concurrently to represent famous Buddhist parables. Every pine tree was angled precisely to enhance the illusion of an endless natural wilderness. The estate effectively served as a grand stage for high society tea ceremonies and poetry.
Yoshimitsu's retreat masterfully integrated Zen simplicity with the supreme opulence of his rule.
Following the shogun's death in 1408, the estate was converted into a formal Rinzai Zen temple. Renamed Rokuonji, the site transformed from a political palace into a house of quiet meditation. For decades, the pavilion stood as a serene beacon of spiritual study amidst imperial intrigue. However, Japan's volatile civil wars would soon threaten this fragile monument of peace.
During the devastating Onin War, nearly all surrounding temple buildings were burned to ash. Miraculously, the main pavilion survived the fires, standing alone amidst the ruin. For centuries more, it endured weathering and neglect, its gold leaf slowly fading away.
Then, on a tragic night in 1950, an obsessed young novice monk intentionally set the temple ablaze.
The 600-year-old timber structure was completely consumed by the inferno within hours.
Japan mourned the total loss of what was deemed an irreplaceable cultural treasure.
But meticulous architectural records taken in the 1930s provided a blueprint for resurrection. In 1955, a massive national reconstruction effort successfully brought the pavilion back to life. During a major 1987 restoration, the gold leaf was replaced with foil 5 times thicker than original. This extreme thickness was chosen to withstand harsh mountain weather and UV degradation. The intentional omission of gold on the first tier grounds the pavilion in earthly reality. The gold of the middle tier honors the warrior class, combining protection with spiritual devotion.
Together, these tiers form an enduring masterpiece of architectural syncretism unique to Japan.
Modern upkeep demands continuous preservation, blending ancient methods with advanced science.
functions. The architecture flawlessly interacts with the pond, dissolving the boundary of nature. Even the surrounding Muromachi moss gardens undergo strict, daily maintenance routines. The rooftop phoenix stands as an unchanging symbol of resilience above the changing seasons.
Autumn transforms the sanctuary into a stunning dialogue between gold leaf and scarlet leaves.
Inside the ungilded base, the minimalist spirit of classic Zen remains completely intact.
The intense gold foil evokes the Western Pure Land, a paradise of ultimate spiritual bliss. Daily rituals continue to define the temple ground, honoring its sacred medieval origins. Winter blankets Rokuonji in silence, creating a pristine contrast of snow and gold. The structure remains a living text of Muromachi culture, bridging disparate design philosophies. Natural weathering is embraced here, honors the classic Zen aesthetic of impermanence. The garden mimics the eternal geographic features of the mythical Buddhist cosmos. Every vantage point was calculated by medieval artists to inspire deep spiritual contemplation.
The absolute purity of the top tier provides an escape from worldly distractions.
The structural integrity relies entirely on master joinery, honoring centuries of joinery craft.
Rain or shine, the pavilion maintains its quiet, commanding presence within the valley. The temple remains an active center for Rinzai Zen practice, far beyond its tourist appeal. The flawless rebirth in the 1950s proved that traditional Japanese crafts remain alive. The double vision, structure and reflection, captures the essence of ephemeral beauty. It stands as an unparalleled bridge between medieval ambition and timeless spiritual harmony. Today, Kinkaku-ji is protected as a priceless UNESCO World Heritage Site for humanity.
Strict visitor controls ensure the fragile environment remains pristine for future generations.
Its image has become an international icon, representing the artistic soul of old Japan.
Having survived war, neglect, and fire, the pavilion stands as a monument to human devotion.
Kyoto's golden vision continues to shine, a timeless mirror of paradise on earthly waters. Kyoto's golden vision continues to shine, a timeless mirror of paradise on earthly waters.